Hello students and welcome to this video class. Yesterday we have already begun the chapter called resources, and then we have discussed about the many points on the basis of this chapter, and then I have talked about the points called the types of resources, natural resources, and here I have given the sub headings about the origin and then also biotic and abiotic. Then I have elaborated about the biotic resources, then abiotic resources. What exactly these are the actually paragraph referred to, and then we have also discussed about the renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Now under this one again we have talked about the potential resources, actual resources, then local resources, and then finally we will have today the point called human resources. So this is the today's topic, and that is the second part of the same chapter. Now see, what exactly the human resources? Now we have to understand that human beings are the greatest resource of the earth actually. So we have to keep in mind, and with the help of the knowledge, for example, with the help of their knowledge, then skill, then you will be finding about the technology. Okay. So these are the things that ladies actually matters a lot, and they make the best of the natural resources. It means human beings, due to the knowledge and their skill and also their technology, makes the best use of the nature. Now, for example, there are many of the undiscovered natural resources are there. But suppose we do not have the knowledge, the areas. Suppose we do not have the knowledge about any of the material that is available in the earth. And also suppose even though we have a little knowledge, but suppose we don't know the skill how to extract it, then perhaps it will cause a problem. And again, technology. For example, after extracting it, we will be using it for what purpose? So that is why we have to really know about the technology, so that we can make some of the things which perhaps the world will be very much appreciating to us. So today's world is very much different. It makes different parts of the world. The scientists and the doctors and the excavators, archaeologists are going and discovering the many other things around, and then making us known very much. So today the book which we are reading, the lecture that we are hearing from the different resource person, these are all actually part of the information that we are getting. So therefore, what we have to understand that human being becomes actually a valuable and then resources, and human beings or human resources is the ultimate resources. Healthy, educated, motivated people develop other resources. So we have to remember that till we be healthy, till we be educated, and till we be motivated, we can't make the others happy, or we can't make others or other resources to available. Okay. So therefore, first of all, we have to be healthy, then educated, and then we have to be motivated ourselves. Then secondly, we have to understand about for example, land, labor, and capital. Suppose these are also part of our discussion. Suppose we don't have the land. Then what we have to understand? We have the labor. Suppose we don't have labor, and then capital. These are the three things are very important. It means land we have got. Suppose we don't have the labor, then we can't extract. And then suppose we extract, then we require the laborers. Therefore, we need to have the capital. So this capital, without the capital, you can't make use the work through the laborers. And then we need the resources in the land where we are going to extract and so on. So therefore, these are the things that are actually very important. And besides that, we need to have the knowledge sufficiently, and we need to have the skill and then technology. For what purpose? We are going to make use of that particular resources. So this we have to keep in mind. So it means resources, human resources like other resources are not like equally distributed over the world, and then Then for their educational levels, age, sex. Now you have to remember that in different places there is a kind of like a difference. Suppose male sometimes dominating, sometimes the male part is dominating, and considering themselves they are the main person of the ruling and whatever the work to be done, that is through the men. But we are actually degrading the women, and we are not giving them opportunity. But today, for example, the world is different. In earlier days, a lot of people were actually prohibiting this women to not to go for work, not to go for any type of job or any type of like education. But today's world is different. Today, men and women, everyone is going and then studying and acquiring the knowledge. So therefore, still we can find that there are some of the areas the men is taking the lead and the women are actually kept behind. So therefore, these are also part of our development. Suppose we don't give importance to women, then if we don't give women importance, then the country may not be developed. Therefore, both men and women we should give the equal importance. Equal importance. Okay? Importance. So that's why we have to understand. So let's discuss about now another related to this matter. Now see, for example, they differ actually their educational levels, age, and that is a male and female. Then a changing example, 100 people, suppose, for example, suppose 100 people we have got, but suppose they are not educated. They are not educated. They are not educated. Then what is the use of this 100 people having who are not educated to work? Okay? To work. What is it? But suppose from the other country they have only 20 people, and then they are skillful, then educated, then they are technologically very advanced, There is such kind of people can do the maximum work which 100 people perhaps having the numbers can come to. Okay, so therefore we have to remember that first of all, even though we are less number, but we need to be skillful, educated, and we need to have the information on technology. Okay, so therefore we have to remember to educate. It means we should not discriminate between this male and female. Both should be educated and both should be skillful, so that they can do something very wonderful in the life. Okay, so that is one example we can find. Next, we have to discuss about the distribution of population. Now, see, there is this particular point we have to remember: distribution of population. Second one, we have to remember distribution of population. Distribution of population. Distribution of population. Now, we should understand that the pattern in which the population of the world is distribution is known as the pattern of population distribution. Now, more than 90% of the world population, you must remember, more than 90% the world population. The world population. What is saying here? More than 90% of the world population lives in about 30% of the land surface. It means 30% land surface. Who are living? The populations are living. The people are living. The people live these world populations are living. Now, the reason behind you should understand why this a huge number of people are found in the land surface, especially like a number of, when we say 30%. So that is actually matters a lot. So the reason behind. So the distribution of population is actually is the world is extremely uneven. These are the we don't see the equally is distributed in every part of the world. It means we have got 7 continents, is it not? 7 continents, and in these 7 continents, like Asia, then Africa, is it not? North America, South America, then we have got Europe. I'm writing it later on. Then we have got this Austria or Oceania, you can call it Oceania. Officially, it is known as the Oceania. Then we have got Antarctica. Antarctica. So these 7 continents, when you look about the way the population has been distributed in the 7 continents are not equal. It is an uneven. The population distribution is uneven. It is not distributed equally. Therefore, now we have to understand, as we have already discussed, that 90% of the people, the world populations are living in the 30% of the land surface. What it indicates about this particular point. Now see, it is almost 3/4 of the world's people live in 2 continents. We have got like Asia and then Africa. So remember, 2/4. And then here what is saying here, almost you see the reason behind this other part of the continent why people are not much able to live. I will give you some of the percentage of the world's the population how much actually distributed. Now see, for example, due to like other part of the continent, due to like glaciers or maybe like forestry or slushy area or a mountain region. These are the few things that we have to keep in mind. Therefore, in other part of the Europe or other part of the America or Oceania, Antarctica and all, people are not able to live. But we can find more populations thickly, especially in Asia and Africa. These 2 continents, we can find that more people are actually living. And there you can find that people are actually having the therefore these 2 continents actually we find that poverty is more. Poverty is more. It means poor people are more. And we can say that money also there, but the poverty is existing in these 2 continents. Now see, some of the like let's see, Asia for example. Asia more or less like half of the like populations, half present population. You can see 0.5% of the populations are actually found. 0.5% of the world populations are found in Asia continent. Secondly, you will find in let us say Europe. In Europe, you will find hardly 12%. 12% of the people are living. Thirdly, you have to remember that is about Africa. Africa, of course, Central Africa, and Central Africa you will get Central Africa. You will get how much percentage? Around 8%. Central Africa, and then Africa we can say Africa. You will find the 14% of the population, and then Oceanic, this week. So have to remember, so Asia and Africa, more populations we can find, and then here poverty also is more, and poor people also found more. So therefore, these are the percentage that we can find out how the same countries actually not equally distributed the population. Okay, so this you have to remember. Next year we will be discussing about the like 60% of the world people actually stay in just 10 countries. So remember, 60%. So 60% population, 60% population, we can find in the 10 countries. Which are the 10 countries we have to remember? Now see, all of them actually have more than 100 million people, approximately 200 countries there out of that. We can find this 10 countries are having the more population. So let's see. So number one in the population wise comes to China. Secondly, of course, our India. Third, we have to remember USA. USA. Fourth, we have to remember Indonesia. Indonesia. Fifth, we have to remember Brazil. Brazil. Then sixth, we have got Pakistan. Pakistan. Seventh, we have got Bangladesh. Eight, we have got Russia. Nine, we have got Nigeria. And at 10 we have to remember Japan. So these are the 10 countries where we can find 60% of the people are actually living. We say the inhabitants of these 10 countries, we can find 60% of the population. So is it clear now? So you have to remember these are the few data that are very important. So now we will be discussing about the man-made resources. Now see, which are the things are actually made by the people or discovered or invented by the people. Now let's see, we have seen roads, railways, buildings, tools and machines, actually human-made resources. And human-made resources, how it is becoming, because when you look, the rate which these resources are actually produced by humans is called the productivity, and productivity depends on the technology, the law and the order situation, then the political and social institution and the infrastructure available. So these are the things actually found in this area, especially man-made resources. Next, the last point we have to keep in mind, students, that is about how we can conserve this natural resources. Now today's world, so much of the exploitation is going on, so much of misuse is going on, and then the government is not putting much effort to prevent such kind of destruction and exploitation. So this one we have to keep in mind. So let us know some of the very important points that how we can conserve this particular natural resources. So number one point we have to remember, which are the things we have to remember, improving the quality of human life. It means we should be very sufficiently educated, and we should be cope up with the nature. We should be love, we should be respect to the nature, because till you don't respect the nature, you will misuse, you will be destroying the nature. So second part we have to remember, conserving the Earth's diversity. It means there are many of the diverse groups are actually disappearing day by day, and maybe due to the political like a control or maybe the misuse of the or exploitation of the politicians. Thirdly, we have to remember minimizing the depletion of natural resources. So many things are actually depleting. So we have to keep in mind. Then changing personal attitude and practices towards the environment. So it means changing our personal attitude. So we should know what we are supposed to do and what is to be done. Okay. Then again, we have to remember enabling communities to care of their own environment. So that's why I'm informing you before also that you have to take care of your plants and animals, every bit of thing that is surrounding you. So don't go and destroy it, don't go and kill it. Because today you may kill and eat it. Some of the animals are coming to our compound and we find that these animals are why they are coming to our compound. And you know there are some people are crazy behind killing the animals and to eat them away. So I think this kind of mentality we have to give away. Otherwise the days, the years will pass by and you will not have any sort of like animals to show your next generation to give the example. Okay, so therefore you have to keep in mind. So then respecting and caring for all forms of life. So we have to respect and we have to care for the life. It means any sort of animal which is unknown, not sin, we have to preserve those things. But you have to really take care and you have to take the keen interest on preserving all these things. So today I will be ending this chapter. So in the next class I will be giving the question answers. So hope you understood. And suppose you are finding it a little bit difficult to understand, I just urge you to repeat this video once again and to watch it and then learn it. Okay? So thank you and have a great day.